Hey, it's factory sealed time. Is that not a good enough intro?
No.
Well, Eads was yelling at me last time because he said that our intro sounded way too similar to the Man of Tank podcast, so I thought I'd go with something a little different.
I feel like we should have a vote on this.
Okay, Jess, you bring it in once. Let's have everybody bring it in.
No, I'm not good at that.
Okay, so you can't complain. Your vote instantly doesn't count.
Whatever.
Unless you're willing to put up. I almost said put out, but...
We know that doesn't happen.
I don't know, according to your tweet tonight.
Yeah.
You didn't like that intro, really? Just the, hey, it's factory sealed time?
The farty noise. Who made the farty noise?
I think that was you.
Yeah, that was so me.
You're trying to sabotage me.
Yeah, I farted into my microphone.
I was told that's how we were starting our thing.
So you decided to fart.
Well, that was my mouth.
I don't know.
You know, it was one of those.
See, before you got on, Jess, we were talking about a new intro, and I came up with the idea of we should all just fart into the microphone. And Aaron was the first one to shut that down. He's like, no. How about we have my dog bark into the microphone because I don't want to fart. And here he goes with the new intro and farts.
What a jerk.
He's just stealing my thunder.
I thought that's what you were going to do. I
Well,
couldn't get Fry to bark on command. He went to bed.
That jerk.
Why don't we have a new intro every week and see how it goes?
Okay, if you have an idea for an intro that doesn't involve sounding like
Farting.
Matt Eads, because apparently I sound like him when I do it.
Well,
The Eads needs to
well,
stop being a drama
welcome
queen.
to Factory Sealed.
What the hell is this? Are we in Missouri?
No.
Oh,
we're
you know what?
not.
We are 3.5 minutes deep, and we are overlooking something here. First of all, it's December 10th, 2012. Hopefully we can get another show in before the end of the world.
11 days.
11 days. We usually go in 14-day spread, so that means the world's going to end between now and the next show. But on a bigger, more grandiose note, we are adding a fourth voice.
That would be me.
And who are you?
Would that not help?
That didn't help at all.
Who are you?
You told me it was going to be Ben Schrader.
Ben
What
Schrader.
is this?
My name's Christian.
He's Christian. He's Greek.
Very Greek.
He avoided the Greek financial collapse.
I did.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Christian Logothetis.
Logothetis, that is correct.
Yes. I always thought it was Logothetis.
It actually means he who has the final word, and now that I'm married, I no longer get that title, so...
It's because you let it go.
I did let it go.
You let it go. You got to lay down those ground rules immediately.
Have you met my wife?
Yeah.
So does Windex really work for everything?
It actually does.
Windex
Excellent.
does work. So does what's that green powder that you pour in the toilet and it smells really gross?
Oh,
Ajax.
Ajax? Comet or Ajax?
Who uses Ajax? Come on, go name
The
brand.
Seriously.
town that I grew up in was called Ajax.
Well, this explains a lot from what Eric has explained to me.
Shut your mouth. I don't like you.
Well, I feel loved now.
You should. You should feel very loved. So Christian he's within lap sitting distance of me.
I know, you guys are going to cuddle later.
He
jealous.
seems to like that a lot. He asks me to come over and do raunchy things or take off my clothes. Or tells me he's buying me as a friend when we're doing split screen gaming.
I do no such thing.
I have proof.
I
It's
like
on
you
YouTube.
Did you guys get the memo about the attire for this show?
PJ party.
It is PJs.
I got my PJs on.
I've got my Bucky O'Hare fleece pajama pants.
Did you find them?
No.
I think you made that up.
I did.
God.
Does it count if I took white fleece pajama pants and just wrote the word Bucky O'Hare on them?
That
and
counts.
marked
That
it?
counts.
I feel like that still didn't happen, though.
You're right, I'm naked.
I wear footy pajamas.
I knew that already.
He wears his 8-year-old daughter's pajamas.
That's right. Hello Kitty.
Yep.
Cute.
They aren't.
They are. They barely fit.
Either you're a tiny man or you're very...
He was able to get one leg into them.
Not even
there
a
you
toe.
go.
Actually, it's 2 pairs of pants, one on each leg.
It's
I
fantastic.
really don't want to know what's going on over there.
Yes, you do. That's why you're asking.
Damn it.
Busted. Wow. So, once again, we apologize for the missing the 14-day mark, but I could tell I was ready for another show because I had a dream last night about Factory Sealed.
Oh,
Really?
what happened?
Well, it was one of those dreams where everything is going completely wrong and just things compound more and more and more, and like shit's just snowballing into chaos. And I think this dream was a little bit prophetic about what happened tonight. Jess was super, super late, in case you didn't pick up on that.
But I totally tried my hardest to be here.
You told us that we should start at 9 your time.
No, I said 9:30, 10.
Okay, 10 o'clock your time, which is
Yeah.
9 o'clock Aaron's time, 8 o'clock our time. I get a message at 8 o'clock, and it reads... Hold on, I'm reading.
You got distracted.
Christian's passing notes.
I'm passing notes.
It's like 7th grade all up in here.
Talk about 7th grade. Let's talk about the notes you were reading earlier.
Shut up. Okay, so the note reads from Jess on Skype, "Oh my God, 20 minutes until I'm home. I'm such a terrible podcaster." That was at 8. 8:20 rolls around. Jess still isn't home. 8:30 rolls around. Jess still isn't home. You are late to being late.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
I
That's why I
thought
tend to give ishes, like 10-ish, but I didn't do that time.
Issues.
But if I said
ish is like
10-ish or
6 to
20
10 minutes,
ish.
not 30.
I like
Yeah.
issues.
There was a police officer driving behind me, so I had to go the speed limit.
Okay.
She was scared.
So anyway,
I would
back
be
to
scared, too.
back to this dream.
All right, let's go to this dream.
For some reason, we had an office.
Did it
You
have
should
a
just
slide?
go ahead and pour all the Cheez-Its into the bowl.
I'm trying to be quiet, but I want Cheez-Its.
Okay. While we're at it, let's chew into the microphone.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay, so somehow we have an office, and
With the slide.
I don't know if
I'm
there was a
hoping
slide.
for the slide.
I'm not sure if there's a slide. Anyway, it's show day. We called it show day, so it was like a big deal, and we had more than 3 listeners. And
3 listeners.
yeah,
All right.
so it was a good day because we
Better than average.
were slated to have at least 4. So I'm in my office, corner office, high rise, overlooking the ocean, stuff like that.
What?
Yeah. Aaron was in the laundry room, something like that. So I'm sitting here trying to get all the shit set up, and we still have the same crappy setup. Everything's just like really hodgepodge cords together. I'm on a crappy laptop, and I can't find any of my cords. And the more cords I pull out and start plugging in, the more tangled this mess gets. And then all these major game developers start coming in. Like Hideo Kojima just comes in and sits down. He's like, "Oh, when's the show starting?"
Obviously.
Well, yeah, obviously. And just like more people start piling into the office. And I mean, this isn't a big office. And by my count, there's like 6 or 7 people in there. I'm hunkered under this desk trying to plug shit in. And then Aaron rolls in. He's all good to go. I don't know if Christian was there. But then we all sit down. We get our headset on. And we're sitting like, where the hell is Jess? And like 15 minutes go by. And all these developers and people just start leaving because Jess isn't here.
Well, I'm such a big deal that obviously that would happen.
I just think that was really prophetic of tonight.
That is you're psychic.
I am.
It's
So what's going to happen in 11 days?
weird.
I think so. I think the Mayans were onto something, and maybe I'm their channel. Let's build an animus. Let's
Look,
put me in.
Put you into the animus.
Let's see if I'm just a reincarnated Mayan.
Here's the deal.
Lay it on me.
The Mayans just got bored of the calendar, and then they just let it be.
Well, and the
That's
issue
what
that
I
everybody
absolutely
forgets
think.
is that
They just didn't know how to go any further. They just got bored, and they're like, I'll probably mess somebody up in the future.
we got
So,
4,000 years down the road. We're not going to be alive. No, but what they forgot is leap year. Leap year was not created until, I don't want to say a year and look historically stupid, but
Historically.
till long after they were
Long
dead.
after. And so, therefore, it should have happened over 8 months ago.
Plus, how can you trust the prophecies of a culture that couldn't even predict their own demise a few years after this stupid calendar was made?
But now, Now, did they say December 31st, or did they give it a date?
They gave it a
timeline,
date,
like so many days, like
December 21st, 2012.
Then leap year doesn't matter because leap year doesn't matter. It's still December 21st, 2012.
Yeah, but according to their calendar, that's how it was broken down.
And they were saying because of the way the stars were aligned and the way we were facing a certain moon and axis time that it should have actually happened 8 months ago during their calendar period, because that was the time that it actually showed up.
Well, if Eric has a dream, I'm still getting a little worried, though.
I have a lot of dreams. It's just not all of them are appropriate for recording.
He stepped into
Not
that
for the
one.
show. Hashtag not for the show.
Yeah, that was a great hashtag. You got some pretty vile tweets coming your way for being late, and most of them involved Aaron telling you about coming.
I know, I saw that.
So
She enjoyed it.
anyway,
So, all right. So this show,
what did we leave off on
Christian,
last
is about
week?
retro gaming. If you did not know,
Yeah,
it's not Gossip Girl.
I feel like
XOXO.
since we have a new face on the show, we all covered this in our first couple episodes, but let's have Christian give us a crash course on his life of gaming.
He's on the hot seat.
Hot seat.
Oh, crap.
Go.
Okay.
Hot seat.
So, let's see. Grew up with Atari 2600. One of my favorite was Tank and Toad and Pitfall.
Wait. Tank, was that the one where you have two people on each side of the screen launching the missiles at each other?
Yeah.
Okay, because we were trying to come up with the name of that game a long time ago, and people were telling us it was
Scorched Earth is the one that we're thinking of. Scorched Earth.
But Scorched Earth is a variation of Tank.
Right. Tank, there literally was just one called Tank. And
Not to be confused with the Wii U's Tank.
right.
Okay.
So I grew up with that, and then my mother thought gaming was the devil, and so I eventually got my father to buy me a PlayStation 1. That's how far I jumped ahead. And
So you skipped all of NES.
no, he got me just regular Mario and the Duck Hunt, and I spent too much time on that, so they kind of took that away.
Well,
and,
obviously, because that game has a lot of depth to it, a lot of replay value, a lot of
Stupid
storyline,
goddamn dog.
lots of unlockable side
Stupid-ass
quests.
dog.
I mean, compared to today's gaming, that was it. That was the bee's knees.
It was the bee's knees. And then
Cat's meow.
Cat's
Pajamas.
Well, I kind of fell in love with Lara Croft at the PlayStation 1
Interesting
era.
fact. I'm sorry. I'm going to interject.
No, go for it.
Interesting fact about Lara.
Lara.
Not
Lara.
Laura.
Not
There's
to
a
be
girl in
confused
high
with Laura.
school
It's Lara.
that her name was Laura,
Okay.
and I confused the two a lot. Anyway, Lara Croft's bust size was meant to be a joke.
Yes.
And it was an accident. The developers were dicking around one day. The guy that was in charge of character modeling was working late one night, and he just started dicking around with the character model and made her boobs as big as they could be, and he showed the programmers and the developers were like, hey, keep it!
Yeah.
So that's
It's,
why we have one of gaming's
because they're
foremost
like
sex symbols.
awful.
Well, who wouldn't want pointed boobs?
absolutely
Me?
pointed boobs.
Ones where you could actually take out an eye.
Well, you just
Ooh.
use them as a weapon in case dogs come at you.
I've got it. Oh, Tomb Raider 2. Here we go. Let's enjoy this.
No, the game that actually got me. Oh my goodness, there she is. That was actually my very first game. Was Tomb Raider 2.
They actually rounded these ones out in two.
Yeah.
But hold on, we gotta look at a screenshot.
2 was definitely my first game, and then I went to the Final Fantasy series.
Yeah, buddy.
I had a friend at school basically
Don't ever do that again.
had a friend at school basically tell me how amazing this Final Fantasy was. And,
Which one did you start off with?
8, actually.
Okay, so you
8.
skipped 7.
Oh,
The
okay.
old
It's a good game.
junction system, and I don't know. I would say it's good to the boss fight. You got all convoluted and weird with Adina, and it's strange. But
With who?
the main boss lady,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and
It was all.
Is that before or
she-
after Pandora's box?
I think that was
She wanted somebody to fight her, so she created them and sent them into the future.
right, and it was.
We should have, in
Very
the future at
convoluted.
some point, we should have a Final Fantasy VIII podcast.
That'd be a lot of fun.
After December 21st.
But yeah,
Well, yeah, because of course, then we'll never have to do it. We'll all be dead.
precisely.
Truth.
And so it
Now
was.
we're gonna need more than 14 days between.
No, it'll be one of those shows
yeah,
where, like,
yeah.
each show will dedicate a half an hour to our exploits with Final Fantasy, and we'll just give ourselves, like, 3 months to beat it. I think that's enough time.
That should be good.
Yeah. Well.
Done.
Yeah.
I can speed run it without just fighting to gain levels.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
Okay, so I did the whole Final Fantasy thing, and then completely became obsessed and started saving my own money and buying every game that I thought would tickle my fancy, and I was very particular, so it had to be RPGs and action-oriented, and so I fell in love with series like Kingdom Hearts, and actually became obsessed with that, and then I found later Assassin's Creed.
Yes,
and
please share with the world your love for Assassin's Creed. This guy is the
obsession with
the
Assassin's
single
Creed.
reason that I changed my opinion on Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed, as soon as the first game came out, I got the tattoo on my forearm. And
symbol, right?
The symbol,
yeah.
And absolutely fell in love with the idea of protecting people who needed protection, and I really like the ideas of good guys. I can never play a bad guy in a video game when given the choice.
Me
like
neither.
Yeah, I can't do it. I don't agree with any of it. So I like the idea of.
Wait, didn't you tell me that Fable 3 you played the game through is just an... Oh, wait, that was me.
That was you.
The
No,
evil
Yeah,
asshole
you are
slumlord?
the evil game player.
I can't go evil at all for any reason.
Wait, that was KOTOR 2 that you said you did.
I did.
That you played through.
I did, but that KOTOR was just a garbage game in general, so I really didn't feel bad about killing anybody.
Okay. Except the very first grandma in the first room.
Yeah, I felt bad about that. Mass
bitch
Effect.
needed to die.
And then friends introduced me to Elder Scrolls, and I became very particular about games that I played from, so I really love Bethesda, BioWare, and Ubisoft a lot. I really don't care for Call of Duty or Gears of War. Or
in all, there's a huge couple generations that you missed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this would be fun to have you on here as one who's playing these games for the first time.
Yeah.
And us playing them for the billionth time.
Yeah,
that way
like
you can tell us that we're dumb and suck.
Actually, it's like one of the games you had me try today.
Oh, buddy.
Again. X-nay on the yo buddy thing. Lame.
I'm just going to say it now because you don't like it. What would you rather have me say?
Jersey Shore.
Oh. Did they say that on Jersey Shore?
Yes.
I'm going to go back and edit this stuff out. Yes, friend. That's what I'm going to say now.
You just killed like 10 intelligent books.
I'm just going to say yes, friend from now on. That's the more white Midwestern approach.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yes, friend.
Yes, friend.
Just go.
Okay, so
any
hoodles.
Any hoodles and I get yelled at?
Any hoodles.
Oh my goodness.
What is this crap?
I don't understand the obsession with Call of Duty. I don't understand the obsession with Gears of War. I mean, I liked the series, but it wasn't anything that was revolutionary. And Call of Duty is just a cash cow. So I don't understand why people feel the need to buy gobs of it and spend, I don't know, I think, what is it, when Modern Warfare 3 came out, and to buy all the extended content, you'd end up spending like $120 just to play the entire
plus
game.
Elite and all of that.
Yeah. Suckers. People who play that are suckers.
So you like the old games?
I do. I like the idea of taking care of a character, building them to be your own, and watching a character development. I don't just like going in and just slaughtering people for no reason.
So, Christian.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. About me?
I can dig it.
Okay. Yeah.
No, that whole past was you in a nutshell.
That is me in a nutshell, yes.
So, what did we leave off on last time, Aaron?
Where did we leave off of the show last time?
Yeah, we were going to pick up with what game?
We were going to play Syphon Filter.
Oh, yes. The old...
PS1.
PS1. Well, I cheated and played it on the PSP.
Cheater.
Actually, I would say it's not cheating based on that game. That was a monster hindrance.
Yeah, he was
It
suffering.
It is
okay.
Very tough. I think the PSP would have gave you more an advantage than playing it on the PS.
No. Let me tell you why. Because the PS.
Oh, you don't have you lose a button.
I lose two buttons.
Tough. 2 buttons. Yeah,
and those are crucial buttons for that game. But they are remapped. So before we get to that, Syphon Filter. Is that series still going on, or is that dead?
It's going on, but They went in an odd direction. I never picked up on it again.
They haven't released any after PS2, have they?
No, they did the PS2. The first one was Omega Strain, which was an online one.
Yep.
That I just could not seem to get it. I was like, "What is it?" And you had to only play online. And
kind of like Resident Evil Outbreak.
Yeah, kind of. And then they had for PSP, they came out with Logan Shadow and Dark Mirror, but I never have a PSP, so I didn't play those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping they come out with a Syphon Filter HD collection, which would be sweet, but I don't know if they will or not since they're PS1, not PS2 games.
Yeah. So they haven't had a current gen Syphon Filter.
They have not, and I would love to just see them remake the entire first three. All they need to do is update the graphics.
And the controls.
And the controls for sure, but update the graphics and the controls into modern time, and it would still be a top-selling game.
When did this game come out?
It came out in, I think the first time it came out was 97.
99, February 17th, it looks like.
Was it 99 that late?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right, because I was living over there on, I'm on Rose Street, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rose Street, of course.
That just sounded like such an old man story.
As on Rose Street. When did the PlayStation 1 get DualShock, or the dual joysticks?
I think that was 2000. I thought I got the DualShock before the game came out, because I thought Syphon Filter came out before that.
Where were you living?
Were you living on Rose Street at the time?
No, it was, and it's Monroe, not Rose.
Oh, the way you said. Oh, hold on. Here we go. DualShock was introduced in Japan in late 97, launched in America in May 98. So, here's my issue with this game, because I just found this stat, and I didn't know this before. I was about to forgive Syphon Filter for its shitty controls because I thought that it was released initially before we had DualShock.
Right.
But apparently it wasn't.
And it does say, and it says right on the back of the case of the art that it's analog friendly. It says,
but did it
analog
work?
Control compatible.
Did it work?
But apparently, I don't think it does, because I couldn't get it to work.
So basically...
Oh, look at that. L3 stick. Hold on, let me look at this. L3 replaces the directional pad. So apparently, I just need to turn the analog controls on, and it will work.
Huh.
But I was using my PS3 controller, which is always on, but it would not.
You can know that with the PS3, you have to hit the PlayStation button and go into the actual game and switch the controls between analog and digital, I believe.
Okay. I might give that a shot then. But the other thing, too, is the PlayStation 1 controller only had one button, setting.
Yeah.
And the PS3 has that, pressure, so you can go hard or soft. And, I don't
it's either pressing it or not.
Right.
None of this pressure sensitivity. So, anyway, Syphon Filter, I want to say that this was one of the games that really kind of spearheaded the third-person shooter movement. There had been third-person shooters beforehand, but this is the first one that really kind of gained a lot of notoriety with the genre. And I remember buying this game for one of my relatives when it first came out and playing it and thinking, this game's fantastic. We've never played anything like this before. But as with all retro games going back now, it's this thing's kind of a janky shit pile. But as I was texting you, Aaron, as we were playing it, I was actually starting to enjoy it again. Despite the crappy controls. Because on the PSP, you're stuck using the D-pad. And that just moves you. It's kind of like tank controls. You move forward, backward, and then it turns you.
Right.
So you don't have the use of the second joystick to control your camera. But then you've got L and R, and L1, I believe, brings you into your first-person view. But you can't move around, and then you have to use the D-pad to aim. But what's really cool is that this game had the R1, where you could lock onto people automatically and run around. So it was kind of your third-person run and gun. Because if you were to expect it, they hadn't really kind of perfected the whole FPS control style then.
Right. And you can hold down the R1 button and that auto aims to the nearest guy, and so you can run and shoot with that,
and then just tap it
he'll
again.
Look behind you. Yeah.
But then for the PSP, L2 and R2 are mapped to the joystick. So if I wanted to strafe, I had to move my thumb down and strafe, but I couldn't turn. So whereas you could have like strafed around a corner and snuck up on people, it was just really, really clumsy. And like when you get down into the subway at the beginning, I don't know if you even made it that far because you kept dying at the elevator. I kept strafing myself into a flaming subway or into people that were throwing grenades at me. And
right. And I was finally getting the hang of it with that controller today, that I could run and use the L2 and R2 button to help me turn and move like I normally would in a first person shooter of now. I was able to get that combination to go, and I was able to get through, but it was so touchy. Every time I got to that stupid platform, I just fell in. Like,
wait. Okay, so the very beginning.
At the very beginning, you go through.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's cap the story a smidge.
Okay.
I don't know what the story is.
So, Jess, did you play it all?
No.
Christian, have you played this game?
Negative.
Okay.
Negative.
So, since I'm the only one who's actually played all three, I'll go through the storyline here.
You've played all three?
I played all three that were on the PS1.
Okay.
I beat them all.
So you know the story, in and out.
I know. Well, I haven't. 3 came out, I think, in 2001, 2002, and that was the last time I played it.
Okay, so you didn't play any of the PS2
years.
ones?
No, not at all. But basically, he started as this agent, Gabe Logan, and he's like...
he's kind of like James Bond.
He's kind of like James Bond.
Except
He's
he
got
doesn't
all the
get
cool
as many
tools,
ladies.
and he gets, I guess... he's very compared to, like, Metal Gear 2, like Snake or whatever, but he's like a top agent, and the government is trying to control this outbreak that happened because this rogue agent went out and found this biohazard material, which is basically you can wipe out tons of people in areas, and your job is to track him down, and you work with the CDC to help, find out.
Isn't it the CBDC?
No, CDC.
I know,
CDC.
But in the game, isn't it like CBDC?
I thought it's CDC in mine. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, it's one of those, probably made up ones. And Romer isn't like a rogue agent, and that's who you're trying to find in the very first game. And actually, I think he makes it out into 2 as well. And either way, it just keeps going on to give you the more story, because, the one guy always gets away, or another part picks up, so it's a nice... It's like a storyline.
Yeah, it's really
and
cool.
Spy, in spies and rogue agents, and the scenes are really good at the time of the PS1. Like
the voice acting's pretty rough, though. Like there's one part where you get down into the subway and he discovers there's a bomb with 4 seconds, and then he calls up and he's like, hey, there's a bomb, and she goes, oh, you got to get out of here, and he turns to like, not enough time, as it explodes behind. It's just kind of rough.
All right, well,
I can forgive it though, because that was...
I get it for the time. That was pretty big stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They didn't have a lot of the voice acting as much in that time. You know what I mean? Like they just it takes a lot of bites.
Well, it would be all done separately. Like nowadays, it's so immersive within the whole aspect. Like they do entire acting scenes rather than just their voice.
Yeah, like Nolan North, which is Eric's favorite.
Oh yeah, Nolan North, good guy. Like him a lot.
So, and I don't know, the guy who does Gabe does a good job, I think, throughout also the storyline. Throughout the games. I thought everybody else involved did a good job too. Which I wonder, I think his name is in the back of this thing. It sounds like a voice I've heard before, like in other games. Let's see.
I was actually, I'm going to admit, I was actually having a moment of like prefacing the emails just now while we're talking, but you know what? That's not our style. We have a lot of emails this week.
It's because it's 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't have... Apparently the cast isn't in the back of this thing. So Anyway, so you're playing it, and it has that innovative controls that Garrick was saying. Apparently, you could use the analog stick, which I think I did in 2 and 3. They just had it available for you right
Could you use the right joystick to actually look around and control it as a gun?
I remember I thought you could.
Because if so, that would have been super innovative controls, because that didn't really start coming around full force until the Medal of Honor series.
It definitely wasn't like that, like where you could use the analog sticks like Medal of Honor, the modern age first shooter.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it had still more movement, because I believe it still had the tank when you go in to do the headshots and stuff. You just the flat.
I found that to be kind of clumsy. I never really did that unless I was sniping somebody, because I could just run and gun them with the auto aim.
Right. Well, I do it because there's, I believe there's a mini game thing there where it tells you how many headshots at the end of the level.
Oh.
Well, it tells you how you did, so you get points for how many headshots or how many,
I was really bad about contacting that Liajing girl, because you contact her so often throughout the quest to give you the updates that a lot of times I'm just running around, and there's like this little zone that you have to press triangle to connect with her, and I always miss it, and it goes, objective added, and I go, great, missed a part of the storyline.
Right.
So for that game to physically allow you to miss crucial parts of the story was a bit upsetting, because I was kind of getting into the storyline, at least what I could glean from it. Hopefully
they did that, I think, on purpose too, because the way they did the checkpoint system, so you had to get to a certain. There wasn't a save file that you could, I think there might have been when you can save to a memory card at certain points. It's
like an hour into the game.
But yeah, you have to. It's like a long time. So then all those other checkpoints you have to get to. So like for me, I had an unfortunate thing when I was playing it today. I kept falling in that stupid elevator. So then
I don't understand. Hold on, I don't understand
I had to go all the way back.
The switch is like 5.5 feet from this open shaft.
Okay, so for one, I'm running really fast, and the PS3 controller, the D-pad is really loose. It's not like firm. Like an original SNES pad or NES or even the PlayStation pad, you know what I mean? Where it's like, you had to go. It's just kind of wobbly there.
Okay.
So I'm running really fast, I'm shooting. I get over there and I'm finding it. So I go to stand on the platform, and for some reason, I don't know how, but I just kept falling in.
Why didn't you wait for the elevator to come up before you walked onto it?
I thought it was the thing that went down. It's an elevator that comes up.
It's an elevator that comes up.
Probably why, because I kept trying to stand it on the thing, and then I was going to hit the deal, thinking it was just going to go down.
It's an elevator that comes up, and then you stand on it and activate it.
Hit that button first, and then I'll be good to go. But either way, I still kept falling in the dang thing. It made me mad.
Why is this elevator shaft killing me? Well, probably because you got to wait for the elevator
next to it. I was standing like right next to that. There's a little metal platform that I would assume that you would stand on to get into the elevator.
And then the whole wall to the left side of that is pitch black. You have to pull out your flashlight and look at the switch.
Yeah.
That game is not very clear about what you need to do. There's one part in the subway system
there's a lot of
where
hidden spots too, where you can find hidden grenades and hidden weapon caches and things like that.
For the longest time, I didn't know that you could climb up on top of things. So for about 20 minutes, I'm walking around blown up subway cars, until I figure out, I got to climb on top of this vending machine and then climb up this series of ducts directly above you. Like this game, and I guess this goes back to what retro games are about. They don't hold your hand through everything. And I'm kind of reminding myself of, okay, you need to think a little bit when you play this game rather than having button prompts pop up all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Two things I'm going to say real quick here. Get back. First one that's popped in my mind is this game reminds me a lot in certain, as the story progresses, you get to spots, a lot of why people loved GoldenEye on the N64.
Yes.
Because when I played GoldenEye on the N64, when I did watch or play, a lot of the familiar settings reminded me of a lot of the settings from Syphon Filter.
I could see that.
A lot of the things that you go to and you have to go through, only it's just not in first person. So, that's really cool. And also, like I said, I want to go to the controls, because you're playing on the PSP and you have that. But I thought they did a good job implementing those controls of, the directional up, down, left, right, and then using the strafe to move out of the way. And even when you're in that tank mode, you can still move off to the left or move off to the right to get closer to your name. You know what I mean? Like you're moving around a corner. And I thought at the time that was really innovative for me gameplay-wise.
It is. The AI itself is kind of dumb.
Which is good, because I played this game and I got through all the way through, except for me falling down like the elevator shaft. I never died from getting hit. I'd have people shooting at me and my flak jacket would stay full. And I don't remember that ever happening on the PS1 when I played it, but on the PS3, I don't know.
Yeah, but there's a part. There's a part in the garden where you have to protect the CDC or CBDC or whatever rock band sounding name you want to call. They have to defuse the bombs, and then you have to protect them. And these guys just kind of funnel over the walls, and they all walk up behind you, then they walk past you, and then turn around to shoot you. So it's like they'll only try to engage you if they're directly in front of you.
I kind of just realized something, and I feel bad, but Aaron, I really feel like you should just stick to stairs from now on. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm intrigued to know why that is.
Oh,
we're not talking about it. We've already agreed before the show.
We discussed the escalator incident. We apologized for the escalator incident. Now we can make fun of you for the elevator incident. What's next? The people mover incident at the Minneapolis airport?
Oh, no.
Oh, my
I mean, what else could you possibly...
Have you ever had your shoestring stuck in one of those things?
No, because I'm usually running on them to see how fast I can go. Have you ever tried running backwards? Like, the ones in the Minneapolis airport are no joke. Those things are fast. Have you ever tried to run backwards, like going against them?
I've never seen one with nobody on it to be able to have the opportunity to.
I usually, whenever I fly, I'm a cheap bastard, so I'll fly the 2 a.m. flights, and I get to the Minneapolis airport, and there's nobody there, so I dick around.
Gotcha. Yeah, well,
sorry.
I'm glad you found that.
I'm glad you brought that up, Jess. He has an issue with things that move people.
My gosh.
And you had like a motorcycle incident as well. You're just...
Let's get you a Segway.
Do you want me to tell you how I broke my legs when I was 7 years old because a car ran me over? You just bring that story up too?
Hey.
Let's go all the way back.
I fell out of the babysitter's car as she was going around a corner. Like, somehow the door opened, like, unlatched and opened. The seatbelt failed and broke, and, like, I fell out and rolled into the street. And the babysitter calls her mom. She goes, "So,
can you imagine that conversation?
Eric fell out of the car today." Just like played it off really nonchalant.
At least tell me it was a Jeep.
No, it was like
one
this
of those
shitty car.
Are you sure this was an accident? Like, I feel like for all of those things to fail so hard, maybe you were mouthing off to her or something. And
she reached back and punched me and then like unbuckled the seat.
Yeah.
It's possible. I did sustain head trauma.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually. So,
God.
But yeah, I don't know.
It's a good game to see. It's a good game to see the origins of the third person shooter. I don't want to say it's the beginning of the third person series genre, but like of the good, well produced third person games.
Right. I agree with that.
Jess.
Yes.
Did you play anything?
I tried again to finish Illusions of Gaia, and I didn't get much farther than we talked last time.
How far did you make it?
I'm almost out of the... Damn, now I forgot what it's called. But the one with the long-necked people. Before
Angkor Wat.
Yeah.
So, I clearly remember beating that game as a kid. I don't remember what the ending was because I was a kid, but I don't retain a lot from my childhood. But
because of the car accident.
It's the car accident. Yeah. I think I played this just before the car accident.
Did you remember? Have we talked about the emotional roller coaster that game puts you through?
Oh yeah. That game is fantastic. We spent all last show. We'll leave that in the past. But I forgot how damn impossible one section of this game is. When you get to the pyramid, like I was telling you about.
Yeah.
There's a room where you have to get 6 hieroglyphs. And I can get about 4 of them. Because maybe this is partially my own fault because as you go through and kill more enemies, your health increases. For the first 3/4 of where I'm at, I just ran through and didn't fight anybody, so I don't have nearly enough health to be doing what I'm needing to be doing.
I'm like 2 full rows.
I'm 1 and then 3 dots into the second row.
Yeah.
So, and there are enemies in these rooms that will kill you in 1 hit, or at least me in 1 hit. So, I cannot get past that. But Aaron brought up a really good point last show where he thought that this whole thing was a dream.
Yeah.
And there was a part where you get to that desert city, I believe, and they show you, like, Will has this really goofy dream, and somebody is showing him this iron city. Like, you're in this sky mode, and you're, like, looking down on this iron city that he doesn't know what it is, but you can clearly see that that's a modern, civilized city. And I kind of forgot that I think Aaron's onto something with his ending there, even though he hasn't played all of it. It's that's an interesting take. I need to figure out how to get past this stupid pyramid to re-experience it pre-head trauma.
Pre-head trauma.
So, well, I don't want to waste any more time on Illusion of Gaia because we spent an hour and a half on that last show. Christian and I today decided to
cuddle.
Yeah, fleece jammies. And we played. I introduced him to a favorite game of mine as a child. I know I've talked about it on here before, but we broke it out. We got out some Mutant League Football.
What?
Have you guys ever played that?
That's on the Sega, right? I never played it. It was on the Sega.
Do you even know what it is?
I've heard of it.
Oh, man.
Okay, so what's intense about this is that well, of course, the AI is absolutely the most retarded thing I've ever seen.
If you hate sports games, this game is for you.
I hate sports games.
So
I can't
play
them,
this.
right? And it's like, okay, so I've done the Final Fantasy on PlayStation 1, and I played Mortal Kombat on Sega, and I played Sonic on Sega, you know, at friends' houses, but that was the scope of my Sega gaming. And then he introduces me to this game, and I'm like, I don't understand how people didn't throw their controllers at the TV.
The best way to describe this game is it's Mortal Kombat meets Madden.
All right, so
with
horrible controls. Like, I don't.
Well, the controls aren't that bad. It's just we did a video of it, and I'm not gonna. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it because it's clearly obvious in the video that we weren't playing it on the Sega. We were emulating it. Yeah. I do have the physical cartridge, so FBI, you can't touch me. I just called them out.
I feel like they are watching.
They are. They're on to us. They've got people peeking through my windows right now.
As soon as we started talking about the Mayans.
Yeah, they were on to us.
So
we had to map our buttons. And Sega, if you remember, had the goofy ABC and like in a three button row. So Christian gets the bright idea to plug in his Xbox controller and map it. And it says, hit the A button, so he hits the A button. Okay? Hit the B button, he hits the B button. All right, hit the C button. X. It's like there's no logical order to it, so that's why he was having issues with it playing. But I think that was his fault. I was more intelligent about it.
We may have scored 1 touchdown, however, we lost 61 yards or 71 yards.
Oh, the stats were ridiculous. The basic premise of the game is you are playing on a football field in outer space, and your football teams consist of mutants, and I think mine were all skeletons and aliens,
I was some,
and
like,
yours were like
orcish looking guys,
orcish ogres
Wasn't this like the game that they had that was when they Warhammer Workshop Games came with the Blood Bowl? Wasn't like
it was almost
Blood
like
Bowl
that, yeah.
came out, and then this game was like their video game type of it?
Yeah, I don't know, but this game, I remember why I played so much of it as a kid. So the premise is you pick your team, and they've got a rating based on badassness or whatever you want to call it, and we picked the 2 most badass teams, and it, I guess that badass rating is how difficult that team is to play as, because we were having a really rough go of things. The first half of the video is us doing nothing but losing yardage.
It was horrible.
Okay.
The running game didn't work. We couldn't figure out how to pass. And then like halfway through the game, we just had this epiphany of, oh, this is how the game works. Mind you, by now, we are like negative 100 passing yards, negative 90 rushing yards. We've had 18 fumbles. 6 people have died. Your characters can die. They have landmines on the field. They have, depending on which field you're playing on, they have fire pits that if you're not careful, you can fall in and die. You can go off the screen or off the field and drift off into the cosmos and die. You can hit your characters hard enough where they explode and die. There is a lot of death.
I feel like, I would fail hard at that sports game.
It was
Did you know
very
that
frustrating.
it used the Madden 93 engine?
I'm not sure, but it was really cool because after the play, you could continue to kick each other in the crotch.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
So Christian was, after I figured out how to throw the ball, I figured out that, hey, I know the button to hike it, and then I couldn't figure out how to throw it because they don't tell you press the hike button again and your passers will come up. So once we figured that out, like it was just a game changer. Mind you, the only points on the board were from safeties. So we finally discovered how to pass. He figures out that you can bribe the referee to call stupid ass penalties. Like, I think, what was my team? The Galaxy All Stars.
The Galaxy All Stars, and you basically got almost 56 yards.
56 yard penalties for littering.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for just stupid ass shit. So
funny.
then I got wise to him doing that. So we get on the field, and you could call a nasty audible and kill the ref.
He kept killing my bribed ref.
So then the game comes back into normal swing. So you could really change the momentum of the game based on how often you bribe the ref. And we finally figured it out to the point where we could score. We still ended negative yardage.
So hold on a second. You guys, so you were the Galaxy Aces and he was the Maniac All-Stars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically you guys played the Pro Bowl.
Oh.
So that's why you guys were terrible.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it was just for fun. Because the Galaxy Aces is made up of the best players of the entire league. And the Maniac All-Stars is made up of the best players from the Maniac Conference.
So we sucked.
It was really gruesome.
Well, I didn't want to play as the 60 Whiners. They had just a terrible badass rating. They had 0 skulls.
The 60 Whiners were the 49ers, the San Francisco 49ers, okay?
Yeah, I gathered that much. I'm not a complete invalid.
You should have played the Vile Vulgars, which was the Minnesota Vikings.
I guess I never... Yeah, I suppose.
I didn't see that coming.
The Packers were the Ice Bay Bashers. That one's pretty easy.
Are you looking up the teams right now, or are you just pulling this out of your brain?
Oh, I'm looking at the teams, man.
Oh,
okay. I should have been smart. Like, oh man, I remember.
This game did so. I don't want to say so well, but it did well enough to warrant a sequel of Mutant League Hockey, which is just as fun.
See, now we're
when this
talking
game
Canadian
when this
language.
game came out, by the way, I want you to think of this: the Dallas Cowboys were winning, and they had some people that were arrested a year later.
Wow.
They were known as the Killer Convicts in that game.
Jeez, talk about some tongue-in-cheek humor. That's funny.
Yeah.
This game is really good. If you don't like sports games, we were talking about this when we were playing that. Wow, this is a series that I think would do really, really well today if they revamped it and kind of kept it with what they tried to do with Blitz the League, but didn't really succeed too well.
Well, that's the problem. This went out of business because of the popularity of Blitz the League.
Oh, wow.
And in 2006, they actually came out with a new version. Part of the EA replay stuff in the United States and the PSP.
Yeah,
They brought this game to that. So when you bring that PSP, I might have to play this game. And apparently, the graphics were really good on the game when played on television screen via the new PSP Slim Lights output capabilities.
It's really cool because when your character kills somebody, they'll get on the screen and start trash talking him. Like, his mama used to call him Sonny, now she'll call him Smudge, and just really stupid
that is
quotes.
Hilarious.
Or like one of them, he used to be able to walk off the field, now they have to carry him off with a sponge. Just it's just
Really?
stupid humor, but it's so much fun.
But knowing that I haven't played a lot of these old school games, and this is something I'm experiencing for the first time, it's really painful to do this. I'm looking for hit detection, I'm looking for AI reaction, and I'm like, I don't know how people did it. And
yeah, he was yelling at me because my tactic was I figured out which button changed the character, I figured out the other button that made that character dive, and then I just hit both of those as fast as I could. So as soon as he hiked the ball, my whole line is just diving.
Yeah, it was very...
Jess, big news for you. This game had a spin-off entitled Mutant League Hockey.
I know. I heard that. I'm excited.
It's fun. That's just as much fun.
And the Mutant League Basketball never got released.
Basketball or basketball?
Aw, basketball's amazing.
Basketball.
Okay.
Basketball.
Oh.
I feel like that one would have been kind of dumb.
I thought it said baseball, but...
I don't know.
There are 3. And they had an animated series in 94 to 96, which I actually seen a few episodes of.
What?
Yeah, Mutant League aired, which aired from 94 to 96. It was based off of the Mutant League video game.
I need to get that.
Wow.
And apparently, I'm going to have to go get Madden 09 for the Xbox because there's an achievement worth 50 gamerscore points titled Midway Monster, which is unlocked by creating a player named Bones Jackson.
Bones Jackson, that's the guy that...
And placing him on the
team.
Chicago Bears.
Bones Jackson he killed a couple people.
Honest, yeah.
Or he killed a couple refs, then he was trash-talking the refs, and then he fell into a fire pit and died.
Yeah.
We're talking about the game, right?
Yeah,
the game.
He was replayed. He was, his real-life counterpart was Bo Jackson.
That makes sense.
Oh, there we go.
See, my knowledge of pro football consists of Peyton Manning. That's it.
He's the one that prays, right?
No, that's Tim Tebow.
Oh, okay.
God, you can tell you're Canadian. You don't even know your Mannings from your Tebows.
Wait, you're Canadian?
Yeah, she's
Yes, I am.
She understand what we're talking
person.
about?
No.
We had a whole show about poutine.
Oh my god.
I'll have to try poutine someday.
Man, I want to play this game really bad right now.
It's so much fun.
Listen to him. He's like, oh.
You have to watch our video. It's the first half is
play the
kind
hockey
of
one.
the first
It's
half
got
is
the
kind of
93
rough.
Madden engine, so I know how to play the game.
How about for next show, you guys play this? You play. How about we let's add Mutant League Hockey to the list of games we play.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be next show. Make a note. Write that in the ledger.
Ledger. Writing
There's a
down.
ledger?
We do. It is
Right
a
now.
very formal ledger. It's actually circa 1776. It has Declaration of Independence written on top of it.
What is it called again?
Mutant League Hockey. Okay, that's how
There's
you...
only 3 teams.
In the
three mutants. There's robots, undead skeletons, and trolls.
It's more than enough. It's more than enough. There's a bunch of fields you can choose from. Anybody?
Oh, there's the Mont Royal Cadavers as a spoof of the Montreal Canadiens.
I never picked up on that as a kid, that this is spoofing real life teams. I'm dumb.
No.
Oh my god.
You fell
they
out
even
of a
had
car.
0 skulls, by the way. I don't know what the skulls mean for teams, but apparently the worst team is the Mighty Weenies with 0 skulls, which is a spoof of Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
Nice.
Sweet.
I
Yeah, we
love that
decided
movie.
to go
Did you guys
with...
watch that movie?
Mighty Ducks?
Yeah.
Of course I did.
The
Love that
Pittsburgh
movie
Penguins
so
are
much.
the pucksucker pukes.
So Jessica, what type of games do you like? What's your favorite game right now? I already asked, because I asked Aaron this earlier.
That's what he was writing down when I was trying to talk.
No, because
and
I thought we were talking about it earlier before we even got on. And
my brain
You're
can't
making
function in
notes?
more than one capacity.
My favorite game is Final Fantasy, by the way. I didn't say that.
See, good man.
That's a
of all
series.
No, my favorite
I don't
game is
know.
Final Fantasy.
Oh, the first one.
Oh,
Okay.
the first
Yeah.
one. Okay.
I think my favorite series would be Fallout.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. I make enough fun of her for that.
Yeah.
Shut your...
And she's not even a
Falling out
true,
of
like,
the
retro
car,
Fallout fan, like
It's
the true
so
ones.
buggy.
What?
It's so buggy. That game
you develop patience playing that game.
I would love to develop patience.
That's like me in the New Year's live stream from last year trying to give Skyrim Game of the Year because of its glitches. It's like, its glitches make it good.
When I got New Vegas and I fall out the door after I create my character and I just fall through the level, and I do that several times after creating a new game and deleting my save file and then creating a new one, there's something wrong with the game.
Any game that knowingly launches with a bug that will completely destroy your game save kind of sucks. And then the developer's like, hey, we know this exists. It might happen.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know. I played through Fallout 3 in New Vegas.
I did buy the Fallout trilogy on PC.
I hear the storyline's good. I just can't get past the bug.
First two are really good. They're different, though. They're tactical.
They're way different. Yeah, they're
tactics games.
We did a New Vegas honeymoon.
Really? Well, that's right, they did.
That's pretty cool. I mean, at least she's all about it, so that's pretty cool.
They went to Vegas, they lost all their money, and went home.
False statement, I won money at the Lucky 38.
Very cool. No, my wife did not want to do the whole...
Assassin's Creed.
She didn't want to dive off a building with me.
Into a haystack?
Into a haystack. She was like, that's where I draw the line. No,
man.
Right, that's what I said.
Love it in the hay.
Right? No, I didn't get to say this, but my obsession ranges from... I easily have about $4,000 worth of merchandise for Assassin's Creed.
It's sick.
And
he has it on every system.
I do have it on every system. I'm talking...
Do you have the Wii
U? No, I don't, actually. That's the one I don't have.
And he won't have.
I won't have it because I'm not getting a Wii U, but it's
pretty fun.
It looks pretty cool, but the new systems are coming out, and Valve is doing its thing, so I'm watching out for that, so...
I don't think Assassin's Creed counts as retro though, because that's still
it doesn't. I'm just saying it's a beautiful game.
This guy's just fully hard for Assassin's Creed.
I totally am. I cannot deny it. Anyway, moving on.
Did anybody else play anything of substance?
I did.
What?
I played Brave Fencer Musashi.
Okay, I was kind of afraid that we were going to have another Smurfs Adventure reveal here.
Thank God.
Dude, the Smurfs game's fun.
You were like really touted that up. You're like, I got myself a surprise for the show, a game I played. You're going to love it. Smurfs.
So I feel like at this pajama party,
Look,
Aaron's totally wearing Smurf pajamas.
I have Superman fleece pajama pants on, like I said. On Facebook.
Okay,
I do actually have Mario clad pajama pants.
And I'm sure Christian does have those Hello Kitty pajama pants too.
Oh, he does.
So we're good.
No, I have Assassin's Creed pajama pants.
Self-made.
So
it's just all of the manuals of the game stitched together.
And Christian, I should tell you this right now.
What's that?
I am currently wearing the long sleeve white Assassin's Creed hoodie.
Weren't you just telling me you wanted that?
No, wait. The one that actually has the eagle on the back? And the zip hood?
No, it's a blank on the back. It just has his... no, on the back, I think it says Assassin's Creed 2 on it with the symbol.
Oh, no, I have that one.
And on the front,
I do have that one.
Yeah. But I should like I'm wearing it. It just says Live by the Creed on the front.
This is complete side note. This is... I talked about this a couple... 6-7 months ago on the podcast. This is the guy that has the giant Skyrim statue.
Oh, yes, I want to steal from your house.
That is... Yeah, I did. I win. It's actually really cool, too, because there's only 400 made in the world.
400? I thought it was 4,000.
No, there's only 400.
Oh, even better.
And how did you win this one?
Actually, I was at working for a...
GameStop.
I was working for GameStop, and it was when Elder Scrolls and Call of Duty were coming out, and so they basically stuck me on register because my numbers are extremely high always. And they said, look, this is your handicap, or everyone else's handicap. They get to get... they work only 10 hours, and you have to work a full 40, and you have to beat everybody. And Net Promoter, and reservations, subscriptions, pretty much everything. And,
okay.
I ranked 30% across the board for the entire week being on the register. I'm talking that's including GPGs, everything.
And he was drunk when he did it.
No, I wasn't drunk, but I basically pushed everything so hard that
He was just ringing up games that people weren't even buying.
No.
He's like, here we go, let's get that IPT.
So was it a region thing where they said, here, you can have this thing from our thing then? Or?
Yeah, it was completely regional, and I destroyed everybody.
Did they bring it into the store knowing that they were going to give it away to an employee, or did you kind of kick that?
No, Bethesda actually, they came in 6 crates, and they said a note, here's the letter of authenticity, do what you will with it. Normally we just, either we don't want it shipped back, so you can either give it away, sell it, or destroy it. And I told my...
destroy it?
I told my regional manager, I said, I'm winning this, because he was in the store when it came in. And he's like, well, we'll see, and because they knew my numbers, and I legit... they checked me out, they did video reviews, and they checked, transactions to make sure I wasn't fudging it, but I won out fair and square, and so it's sitting in my house right now. He's 7.5 feet tall.
Dubbed Hank.
His name is Hank.
And he looms over your bed.
He does, and our 2-year-old absolutely loves him and says goodnight to him every night. She waves goodnight. She loves him.
Do you guys dress him up for the holidays, like give him a beard? And
No, my wife decided to put bunny ears on him for Easter,
Okay,
and so he's getting a Santa hat this year.
You should put some lingerie on him.
I draw the...
Valentine's
Hank doesn't
Day.
do lingerie. Hank doesn't do lingerie.
Man lingerie. Like, I'm talking like loincloth.
He already has one.
But
I feel like loincloths are not really man lingerie.
It depends on what you're into.
So, I guess that's true. You're really odd. What did that car ride do to you when you fell out?
A lot. I feel like we're stumbling into some gray territory.
We
here.
are.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
So, okay.
I don't know how we went from Great Fencer
Because
Musashi
you did
all
not
the way
play
to Smurfs to pajamas to
That
Assassin's Creed,
is called.
to
Let me give
Elder
you.
Scrolls Skyrim, to
Let me give you a
Fallout.
language arts lesson since I'm a teacher. That's called stream of consciousness.
There you go.
Aaron, what did you play?
The Musashi.
I played
game.
Brave Fencer Musashi. Pulled it out. That's awkward. Okay.
He called himself out on it.
You really walked
did.
into that.
I'm sorry. I probably gave it away.
I
with
had
my-
I had an awkward, ironic moment earlier this week too, which I'd rather not relive. But I said the words just pull out was used, and it was just as awkward as it was just then. So anyway,
Just pull
move
out.
on.
I said something was like, oh yeah, that's tight. Something, I was describing it in class. One of my students said, yeah, that's what she said. And I honestly could not stop laughing.
That's funny. It's
Yeah.
For us in
Pretty
high
good.
school, we'd always laugh when the term dry and tight were put anywhere within the same sentence.
He said,
no.
like if somebody said that's tight, why would she say that's tight? I guess.
No, what's really funny
Usually
is
the other way around.
my wife's going
Do
to
you
kill me.
not know how things work?
I do.
Do we need to create a new podcast called The Birds and the Bees?
The
Oh,
funny
man.
the funny thing is that's not funny to me. That's what I mean. When that usually you say that's what she said, it's supposed to meant to be funny.
Oh.
And if she says that's tight, then that's a compliment to him. So
yeah,
that's
that's
not
good.
funny.
Yeah.
Right.
See what I'm
Still
saying?
made
I
me
know how
laugh.
it works.
Let's see how it works. No, my wife's going to kill me for even mentioning this, but we were at dinner with the entire family, and we all got steaks, and it was a really good steak, and it was
Tube?
Grandma used to cook steak very well. So my wife, without even thinking, she takes a bite of the steak and swallows it down. She's like, "Wow!" And she was trying to say, "This is moist like Grandma's steak," but she said, "This is moist like Grandma." And, and so, literally, there's like 14 of us at this table, and all of us dropped our forks and just staring at her, and she didn't understand what she had said. She's like, "What? It's moist like Grandma." She said it
I bet
again. We died.
She really,
She was so red. She said we
Maybe
had to
your
leave.
wife wrote the dialogue
yeah,
for
she
Illusion
probably
of
really
Gaia.
loves Grandma's pie.
Yeah.
No,
She
she
totally does.
she
Tastes a little
lost
funny.
it. She was like, "We have to leave now." So we ended up getting out.
I've had some of Grandma's pie. It tastes a little odd.
That's amazing.
There was somebody in the comments on Manitank that said, "What's funny about that? I don't get it."
That's
Oh,
true. I
no.
read
Again,
this
maybe we do
comment.
need to have that birds and the bees discussion.
Wow. I kind of
Yeah.
forget that sometimes we have a younger audience and we are a terrible influence.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
none of them follow our tweets.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
especially
Yeah.
these last 6.
They're going to be totally.
Anyways, we
lost.
derailed again. Like,
So-
this is the second train wreck in less than 2 minutes.
So what's this Musashi game?
Brave
All
Fencer
right,
Musashi.
So Musashi was it's a game that had like an action role playing game that they came out with. It was made by Square Enix or Squaresoft actually. before they
Yep, thank
became
you for
Square Enix.
correcting yourself.
Okay, thank you, because I don't like Square Enix. All right, but so it comes off and it has a new type of gameplay where you go through and you actually got to do the puzzle and then fight as you went. Like you could use the action buttons to do certain things, and you could eventually learn like not like spells, but like special powers like elements that you can control. And it was one of the first games that I can remember that gave you the real-time in-game 24-hour clock. So, normally it would just be day or night, whenever it was. This one here actually had the time go where the sun would come up and the sun would go down. It'd be nighttime. And you actually had a meter that you had to go to sleep. Otherwise, you'd be too tired and you won't be able to
You'd actually make yourself go to sleep?
You have to go to sleep, otherwise you're going to be tired. You have to find a spot to rest.
Really?
In this game, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you was one of the first games that had to do that. You had to find a spot, otherwise you'd get too tired, and then you would just fall over.
Would your effectiveness in battle go down?
Yeah, because it goes down as the more tired you are, you're going to get less effective.
Huh.
Well, I like that.
That's actually a pretty neat game element.
Yeah. And actually, it was one that I forgot about too, Eric, until I started playing it again.
I always confused this game with Saga Frontier.
See, I didn't play that one. So
it's just because I always had them on my shelf next to each other, and that's back before I learned how to alphabetize things.
Right.
Shut up.
Before or after falling out of the
just
car?
throw it up there.
Nice.
Now things are meticulously alphabetized.
That's true.
Backwards and forwards.
And color-coded.
I have to derail us again for a hilarious story.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. My one friend has his
Your
entire...
one friend?
The one friend I have.
I have one friend.
Okay.
And he would say he's an acquaintance, too, so this is even more embarrassing. But he, indexes his DVD collection. It's so organized and alphabetical.
Don't make fun of me, but I regularly take pictures of the games that I have, so if they ever get stolen, I can show pictures of I actually had them.
That's impressive, though. That's kind of smart.
And I have the receipt for every game I've ever bought tucked inside the manual.
That's neurotic.
No way. It's just because when you buy a game, you're walking out of the store, you open it up, and you're looking at it, and you just stick the receipt in there, and it just stays there for 15 years.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Do you just
I
throw
put
your
the receipts in there for games, because they got to be returned, and you got to have the receipt.
I don't return my shit.
Especially they get a GPG.
God.
GPG.
So, how far did you make it in Brave Fencer?
I got about, about a half hour in, I suppose.
That game's long from what I remember.
It's pretty long. I got to where'd I get to? I got to the main part there. I'm trying to remember, I think I didn't get to the Steam Night yet.
Okay.
Which is one of the first, big bosses. Like I said, I basically put it in, I set it up, and then I was, running around for a while.
Those games, it's really hard to get back into old JRPGs because they're so time-consuming. But then you look at games like Kingdoms of Amalur that we play now and Skyrim where 200 hours is nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
I absolutely love Kingdoms of Amalur.
But those JRPG games, you can't really just pick up and play for 5 minutes and put it down. Because that's back when your excuse to not come to dinner was, I need to find a save point.
Right?
That is true.
Right.
Or when you max out the entire sphere grid in Final Fantasy X for every character.
That's obsessive. I think you're messing that up with your obsession for 10-2 and the dress sphere.
Hey, I tried 10-2 for about 5 minutes, and
if you knock 10-2,
I can't
just
believe
stop
you
right
even.
now.
No, I'm not knocking it.
I can't believe you put it in the machine.
I bought 10-2 the day it came out.
So, no, I tried 10-2, and then as soon as they did that pose after the fight, I was done. I turned it off.
Oh, that was hot.
I was like, I can't do this.
That was hot.
No, it wasn't. What's wrong with you?
It was hot.
He fell out of a car. There's a lot of things wrong with him.
I'm going to start reevaluating my life. I'm afraid that if I went into a hypnotherapist and they put me under, some scary shit would come out.
Probably.
Some very scary stuff.
So we're talking about this retro games. I really want to play Legend of Legaia again.
I sent Christian a message not too long ago, a couple days ago, and he came over and he's like, I'm going to be really impressed if you have Legend of Legaia. I'm like, oh, you mean this game right here? It's like, I have every RPG for PS1.
He hasn't even played Legend of Dragoon, and he has it.
I just have. We'll get to that later.
Oh, driving me nuts.
So, I fired up my projector, I hooked up my PS2 and popped that in and sent him a tweet of like the Legend of Legaia title screen and 109-inch glory, looking pixelated as all hell. But that game kind of sucks.
Hey, I really like the hyper arts and super arts, and
you and I can play that for the next show and yell at each other about it.
That's fine.
So I guess I didn't get very far into it, but it's one I want to play to get you guys going on it. But maybe that's one we can play.
That one's going to be a little harder for all of us to get, but if we can get it, we'll play it.
All right.
You guys want to do some emails?
Try to play that.
Emails?
Emails.
Sure.
If you would like to write in with a question or a game suggestion, factorysealed@manatank.com. Tell us your favorite games that we can go back and either enjoy or hate. I can't guarantee you.
That sounded professional.
I just made that up.
I feel like you were
That
practicing
did not sound
earlier.
like Eads at all, so
No.
that was fantastic.
That was better than the botched intro from this episode.
I wouldn't say the farting noise really threw it off. That's why I think it was so bad.
It wasn't bad. It was off the cuff.
You know, Jessica, I thought it was funny because Eric said that was great, and I really thought that it was the fart that did it for him. Apparently,
Sorry.
I was wrong.
Hey,
I'm
Jess,
just not a farty type of person.
did you ever send that stuff to Matthew Popick?
Yeah, are we gonna have a guest? Are we gonna have a special guest?
You didn't send that stuff to Matthew Popick yet?
No, I'm doing that tomorrow.
Do you have his stuff?
What?
Do you even have that stuff anymore?
Yeah.
Matthew, if you're listening, I apologize. We sent him an email on November 28th saying that, hey, it's on its way.
It's really, really far from Ontario to Saskatchewan.
Yeah. She put it on a hydrogen balloon with a little fan behind it, and it's floating over.
I'll put some candy canes in the thing as well. It'll
All
be
right.
all Christmassy.
Here we go. Let's plow through some questions here. We've got quite a few that I think are really good. We're going to actually we're going to answer questions on this show.
We're going to ask questions and just leave it blank.
First question comes in from Topher White. I like that name, Topher. Reminds me of Resident Evil 2 with Tofu, the boss.
Topher Grace, he's a great actor.
No,
He is a great...
Shut up. Tofu, Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Topher.
All right.
See where I'm going here?
I do.
Okay. So first I'll ask my question. What is your favorite modern retro-inspired game?
Huh.
So it's a modern game that was inspired
Right.
by a retro game.
Huh.
That's a good question. Because isn't every game at its core inspired in some sense?
Yeah, I feel like that is true.
You could go with Dragon Age because that is clearly based off of the old D&D style games.
I am again BioWare. I'm absolutely obsessed with Dragon Age and
Mass Effect.
Oh my god. See, I'm going to change his mind. See, I changed his mind about Assassin's Creed. Listen, fart over here. I'm going to stab him.
My lungs are full of air. I can keep going.
No, please don't. I changed his mind about Assassin's Creed. I'm going to change his mind about Mass Effect.
No, you're not.
I will. It's going to happen, and see what's going to end up happening. He's going to convince or talk to you guys and be like, yeah, I absolutely love Mass Effect, but he won't tell me about it.
I'm still just going to hate on it because
Here's the deal.
funny.
I want to play it
like-
because I bought all three, but I haven't yet to sit down and play them.
Don't.
Yeah,
You'll
Eric,
ruin
you're so
yourself.
in this like hatred of it that you have to like.
I
keep
bought
going
2
with it.
and played through damn near all of it and still hate it.
There's no reason to hate it.
Anyway,
You have to play one. Go buy the Mass Effect trilogy.
I would
on
rather
PlayStation
commit
3.
suicide than play 1 again.
Oh my god.
Okay, maybe that's a bit rash.
That's a bit rash.
Dramatic.
Retro-inspired game, favorite, modern.
Maybe this is Gossip Girl.
Right? No, I absolutely love Dragon Age, so I would say that would be my favorite modern retro-inspired game from the whole D&D series.
This is going to be kind of a stretch. Follow me. See if you can follow me on this. Because
Okay.
I'm going to try to connect 2 games that don't even connect.
All right, let's go with this.
I'm going to go with Demon Souls.
Uh-oh.
Because not only is Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2 my favorite games of all time, because they're better than Mass Effect and Dragon Age combined,
Oh my god.
Demon Souls prides itself on its ability to be unrelentingly hard and impossible and you have to memorize patterns and well, not even patterns, but you just have to like memorize layouts where enemies are and all this, that, and the other. And I think that's inspired in part by my favorite old series, Mega Man. Because Mega Man, you could even pull like Battletoads and stuff like that into it as well, but those games were brutal.
So do you like the game just for the sheer fact that it punishes you?
Yeah, and I think the game is fantastically put together.
So you're a masochist and sadist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I'm not even going to go there. It had to do with battery clips and...
Oh, nice. Nipple clamps.
Do we need to reevaluate like the whole 50 Shades aspect again on the podcast?
I will never read that book.
Don't read it. Are you a teacher?
Yeah.
You're not going to want to read it because my wife just picked it up finally because she had to read it for some book club or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to her laugh for 3 days while she was reading this book because there are so many typos and literary errors.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's like Twilight.
It was started as fan fiction.
I half expected to get hit from you right there.
Yeah, apparently.
What,
and
from?
apparently it's
Fan
just,
fiction
no,
of
you know what
Twilight.
it's
so
meant for the
really.
masses, so it's like...
It's like
people who
poorly
don't have
written
brains should read
internet porn writing.
Which is really bad in general, so...
Yeah, well, some
It's,
people like it.
Well...
But hey, you know what?
each his
You know
own.
what? That guy is laughing. Who wrote it? A guy or girl?
The girl.
She's laughing all the way to the bank.
All the way to the bank.
Kinda like
She didn't even need to hire an editor.
No.
Apparently Angelina Jolie wants to direct it, and Mark Wahlberg's company wants to produce it.
Well, yeah, because all you're going to need are two naked
all
people
money.
to hump.
It's a cash cow. That's all it is.
It's a cash cow.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna write one.
Aaron, did you say your favorite retro modern inspired
not yet.
modern retro
Not
inspired game?
There we go.
I was really trying to think of this while you guys are debating on yours, and
You can pass.
I may pass right now. Let's
Jess?
think about this a little bit more.
I think, and I'm gonna go back to Fallout just to piss you off, but
I can't wait to hear the rationale for this.
Oh, man.
Well, you see, this was like the original Mario Brothers.
it's true.
That's how you sound to me.
Do you know what? You just sound like fart noises. So really,
I think
a
I
little
get
bit better
what
off
Jessica's
than
saying
that.
no, because I get it, because those games, they had a storyline that they continued in the new one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's partly why, because you played those games.
So
you
the
got that
retro-inspired
storyline.
aspect is the storyline, not the gameplay.
Yeah, and I think it also like the whole in some aspects too, going into the the vaults and stuff reminded me of Doom a bit.
Yeah.
The eerie creepiness of it.
That one, I can't remember if it was New Vegas or I think it was New Vegas, where that one vault is like overrun by the plants.
Yeah.
That one was cool.
Yeah.
There was a big glitch in that one though, where you could get locked in because you couldn't get back to one of the safe places soon enough.
There's just
That game
lot
had a
glitches
lot of
everywhere.
bugs. All right, he has a game suggestion for us. I know we've talked about this before. He said, "I would love it."
I do have mine.
Oh, go.
I was ready. I was going to pass.
Smurfs
All right.
kart racing.
No, not at all. But along the lines, I'm gonna kind of say too. I like Skyrim. To me, is a back to retro because it kind of reminds me a little bit of the original Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
where I can create my own. I can have my own party and do my own deals,
Okay.
and I can play it multiple times to get different types of outcomes.
Okay.
So that would be one, and then the other one would be Dust, an Elysian Tale, which is an Xbox Live.
We
download.
played that
I
at
think it's on
E3 this
PSN.
year, didn't we?
I did play that at E3 this year. And that brings me back to the old side-scrolling games that I loved growing up with the action and the combat. He did an amazing job on that game, and that's probably one of my... Before bringing me back to childhood days of gameplay, that was it.
Sweet. He gives us a game suggestion. Topher wants us to play Parasite Eve on the PS1. He says, I feel that game doesn't get enough love and is one of my favorite games of all time. I've got it right here.
I agree.
I've got it right here.
I watched my friend play that game, and I was
believe I have
completely...
Parasite Eve 2 down there, too.
I do not have Parasite Eve 2.
I think I have it down there.
Oh, you're kicked off.
I kind of suck.
But-
Yeah, I could play it. That game, I remember playing that game, and we touched on this before in past shows, where gaming does actually teach us stuff? Wow, where did he come from?
Hello.
Gaming actually teaches us stuff, and I remember learning a little bit about cells and science from that game because it's all about the midichlorians and how your cells react to certain pathogens, and it's cool stuff. I could play that. I
almost pulled that out to play. I almost pulled that this weekend because I was looking for games to play.
I have a month-long trip coming up. I could put that on my PSP and go to town.
My problem with that, with my remembrance of that game, and maybe it got worse than 2, was that darn dome system.
Yeah.
The combat system in that thing was like, the story was fantastic. The gameplay was good.
I remember watching that first cutscene when it came out.
Oh, God, I got to get it lined up right.
That first cutscene where, what's her name, Eva?
Yeah.
She's in the theater, and, oh, God. Whew.
Creepy.
Chills. All right. Let's see. Next email comes from, oh, God, I'm going to butcher this guy's name. Leonid Studio. The 2 L's make the Y sound. A studio.
I hope that's right.
Or Astudillo.
Maybe it's a silent L, the studio.
Studio? Leonid. Sweet name, whatever. He says, hey, FS crew. This one is for Mr. P. That would be me.
Yeah, Peter.
Talking about collecting games, you said you had fallen into the habit of buying a game just to have it and probably never play it all the way through. I think this is because you mentioned you didn't have a lot of money growing up. True, I didn't. My grandma did. I didn't. I am in the same boat. I grew up in Chile, that explains the name, and video games were at least twice as expensive in the U.S. My parents got me a Super Nintendo when I was 5, and I only had 2 games for it. Ever. Every other game I played, I borrowed from friends or rented from Blockbuster with my own money. This is why myself today buy games. Wow. Okay.
This is why myself today I buy games.
There's no I in there. That's what threw me off. Just to expand my collection, kind of like a childhood void I have yet to fill. This guy hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I buy a lot of games with absolutely no intention of playing them.
It's kind of sad, though, because some of these games are absolutely amazing.
Well, look at it. I know they are. That's why I buy them. I know what games are good. Like this one right here, Cartia, The Word of Fate.
Okay.
I'll never play it, but it's a fantastic game. What else do I have? I've got Legend of Dragoon. I'm pretty sure I'll never play all the way through that. Xenogears.
Love it. Love it.
Xenogears, I
never going to play it again because I can't sit and read.
Colony Wars. I bought it because I played a little bit of it as a kid, and I just want it in my collection. My cabinet is filled with PS2 games that I will never touch.
So
I have like 75 Super Nintendo games I'll never touch and have never touched. But I think it's because I'm just filling a void. Should we bring up your Steam account?
I have... No.
Yes. This guy's over here talking my ear off about Kingdoms of Amalur. He's like, this game's blah, 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 and I look at his Steam account. He's played 4 hours of it.
He probably got these games on Steam for free or like $2.
No, this guy
no, he's right about
downloads
that.
Them.
You're right about that because I wait for the special deals or like the Black Friday stuff, and these are games that I wanted. No. I waited for the major deals, and then I would purchase them, and then I'm like, I'll eventually get to that, but then I'm in the middle of something already. So like Kingdoms of Amalur and then Skyrim, I'm like, which one am I going to play first? And it was Skyrim, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think this is a really, really good question because a lot of kids growing up, they want to play games. Their friends have different games than they do, so they can't necessarily buy all the games. So when you get to be an adult and you have that expendable income, you want to kind of catch up and fill that void. And it's kind of like some people who have eating disorders. This is a gaming disorder.
I agree.
I just buy games.
I definitely think it's some sort of disorder because they're...
Like, I'll go to every time I go to Target to pick up something for the house, I'll go through the gaming section, and I, more often than not, if there's something in the clearance bin, I walk out with it.
Yeah.
No intention of ever playing it. It's just, hey, this is $9.
I'm not like that.
See, I am. I'm totally like that. And I don't ever get rid of my games. I used to, but not anymore. And what was really sad was a couple weeks ago, or last week, I think, I was at the game store down here, and I saw for the first time in my entire life a physical copy of Threads of Fate by Squaresoft. My life's goal is to collect every game that Squaresoft has made.
Before they
merged Square Enix. I want Squaresoft titles. Mint condition, booklet, no cracks in the case, no fading, nothing. And I couldn't buy it.
Wow.
I just didn't have the money to buy it. Like, this is the first time in my entire life I had saw this game. That's why being an adult sucks. because you have to make adult decisions.
That's true.
And then in the very same day, I saw, for the first time in my entire life, a complete copy of Air Guys. That
wow,
one-on-one fighting game from Squaresoft that had the Final Fantasy characters in it.
Wow.
Couldn't buy it. Too expensive. But I did walk out of the store with a replacement for my Final Fantasy VIII guide that my dog ate. I've been looking for one for years. Finally found it.
I need you to go on Facebook and check the picture I just shared.
Oh, Jesus. Is it of your jammies?
No, it's not of my jammies. It's a friend of mine's got a new retro case for his phone.
Okay.
And he's showing it.
Okay. I don't see it.
I just shared it. Look, it should be on my newsfeed, right? I just shared it recently. Or look at the last thing I liked.
I don't see it.
See it?
I don't see it.
Are you on my... It's on there now. I just loaded it up.
I don't see it.
How about you tweet it?
I don't know how to do that.
I don't see it. Okay, so next...
Either way.
Unless anybody else has other thoughts on this.
No.
We've got a game suggestion from Brian Howard. He wants us to play Star Tropics. I think we talked about that. That's in the queue. Matthew Popick, we'll get to you. Okay, I thought this one was kind of funny. We get one from... I don't know the guy's name. It's... Which one was that? Here. X Sand X Toes X. That's his name.
Santos.
He says, "Hey, Erics." Apparently, there's two Erics.
Mm-hmm.
My middle name is Eric.
Is it?
Yes.
My middle name is...
First name is Aaron.
Yeah.
It sounds like Eric.
Yeah. Okay.
There,
I know I wanted to read
text
this.
it to you,
hey,
so there you go.
Erics and Jess, I know this isn't a retro game, but the idea is based on a retro. Cave Story. Amazing storyline, and the endings are amazing depending on how you go with the game. If not, try your hand at Ghost and Goblins. Yeah, we've talked about that. My question is, have you ever seen the movie The Wizard? And if so, what do you guys think of it? First,
The Wizard is a fantastic freaking movie.
Oh, yeah, the best quote of movies ever. It's so bad.
The Wizard?
So
Yeah, The Wizard with
Don't tell me you've never
Fred
seen
Savage.
Fred Savage. He's not Ben Savage.
That's the movie that they announced Mario 3 in.
That's the movie that made Nintendo all their money.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Mario
Yeah,
Brothers
good.
3. It showed them where all the secret moves were right away, so then everybody knew where to go when the game came out.
Oh, Jesus, that is a sweet phone case.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
right?
Did he make
Right?
that?
I don't know, man. I think he bought it. I don't know. He just posted it on Facebook.
So, I have to talk about Cave Story for just a second because I downloaded it and it fucked my computer up. To the point where it blue screened and I had to uninstall a bunch of shit, and it took like 3 hours to get it back into working order. So I will never play Cave Story, and I'm not going to recommend any of you play it.
I have heard that Cave Story is a great game, and they recently did a remake for it. I think it was on the 3DS, the Cave Story 3D.
Okay, if I could get it on there, but I
And
downloaded it
apparently,
from.
though, from what I've heard from people, it is not the same as the original.
Can you get it on Steam?
I didn't even know it was a PC game. I thought it was originally like a handheld game that they brought up.
All right. Well, since it's not true retro, I don't want to spend.
But
a lot.
I've heard it's a fantastic game. So,
All right. We have a question from. Oh, this is the same guy. Apparently, his name is Santos. My name is Santos. Started listening because I found love with video games on a classic from SNK favorites like Metal Slug and Nintendo from F-Zero soundtracks. I'm reading this as is. To scoring goals on FIFA 86 for PlayStation 1. Hey, Sealers. That's okay, we're the Sealers. I know this isn't retro. Oh, it's the same question. Wow, this is why we need to proof it.
Maybe you should screen the emails then.
No, that's totally not our style. All right.
Just go with it.
I feel like he should have included... Why did he do that twice?
maybe it's sent twice by accident or something. I don't know.
Okay, he's got questions for each of us, but he sent this Evan Boudreau. Here we go. The fourth time
right.
he sent it, he sent it without finishing it, sent it without finishing it, sent it, but it wasn't edited, so then he sent it edited.
Dear gravy.
So was he trying to say, like, save, and then like he just kept hitting send, maybe?
All right, I'm going to make this short, because this is long.
Right.
This is like a 2-page email.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, FSP crew, thanks for making a great podcast. I always listen to your podcast, even when I have a backlog of MTP episodes to get through.
Oh.
The gauntlet was just thrown. If it's okay, I'd like to ask each of you a question individually, but feel free to intervene and add your own knowledge about the subject. Jess, you're first.
Yeah.
Because I'm also from Canada, okay, I've been lucky enough to sample almost all of my favorite flavors, many flavors of beaver tails.
Oh.
Beaver tails. He wants to know what your favorite beaver tails is. Do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah, beaver tails are delicious. I just usually, before when I could actually, because now I'm gluten free, so beaver tails are off the menu. But with like cinnamon sugar, I would put on it. It would be delicious.
Okay.
Just like the plain beaver tails and ice cream.
Okay.
You guys are missing out.
Well, maybe someday when I get to Canada.
I have a bear claw.
All right, Aaron, you're up.
All right.
Since I was little, I have always had a big interest in computers. Since then, this has evolved into a love of anything revolving around computers, like games, programming, technical design. One of my dream jobs to help raise money for university colleges to work at a local EB Games or GameStop. He says that he has dropped resumes off ad nauseum for the past umpteen million years trying to get a job there, but he's never gotten anything back. Do you have any suggestions for him?
Is he tailoring the resume to the job?
Well, they don't really drop off a resume for this job. It's like
Is he trying to get... So, I'm assuming he's trying to get a job at a GameStop up there?
Yeah, GameStop or EB Games. I can offer insight in this, too, because I used to hire people at the store. So, Aaron, you can go first since you're the only current acting manager.
Well, basically, man, come in, and when you're in the store, talk to the customers like you're working there already. That's how I hire everybody I hire. If they're good with customers already, I'll bring them in for an interview. People who drop off applications and call me every day, do I have the job? When can I have an interview? I don't hire those people.
Yeah. I had a guy that came in once. He came in all the time, every week, asked for a application. I think he was just trying to get applications so he could remain on his unemployment or welfare or whatever. And every time he put down for his employment history, Jimmy John's, job description, make freaky fast subs for drunk people. And every time it's like, I am not hiring you. But yeah, I agree. Go in. The way I got my job there was that there was a manager shift. There's like a whole store shift at the store in my town. And when I walked in one day, it was really busy and just the store manager was there. And I was picking up like Tiger Woods 2004. And just off the whim, I just said, hey, you look really busy. Do you need some help? And got hired on the spot.
Right.
Because I made that connection.
I got hired. Well, also, another trick for you is when you go in, don't pick up application. Say, are you hiring right now? And if not, that's okay. I would just really like to work here. So if you have an opening come up, just please keep me in mind. I'll keep checking back. And like I said, when you're in the store, do all that stuff. So that way, you're always going to be in the mind that you're going to be a good employee.
Get to know the employees, but
don't ever say you love video games because I hate people who say they love games.
Did you ever get to meet Ross that worked at our store? That guy came in for his interview. We're like, so do you like games? He's like, are you kidding me? When you cut me, I bleed polygons. And we ended up hiring him. And that was the guy that was like the one-upper, and he was the professional ladder slider, and he just...
All right.
Yeah, he was kind of a...
people who that want to get into GameStop to be around games, it's not about games.
No.
It's about the customer.
Yeah. So, you don't get to play many games at all.
You get to talk about them. So if you want to be on the floor talking to customers, that's a job for you.
Yeah.
When you want to talk about games to customers.
Christian, you got any insight?
Yeah.
I really don't. It's know what you're getting into.
It's
know
a
that
lot
you're
of
okay
work.
with it. It's a lot of work. It's like they're saying. It's not playing video games or goofing off. It's all about taking care of the customer's needs and making sure that store looks immaculate.
It is your true corporate entity.
You are,
because it's a sales job.
It's not just that. You literally are owned by corporate.
Yeah.
So as long as you're okay with that,
if you don't meet their minimum standards, you're fired. You are expendable. Just
you are
know
expendable.
that.
Yeah,
you are expendable because there are a billion other people chomping at the bits to get your job.
The problem is that GameStop is no longer what GameStop used to be or EB Games used to be.
Yeah.
It's not
all
the cool
about the
hangout.
dollars.
Yeah, it's not the cool hangout. It's now a family store.
Yep.
Which is not a bad thing. It's just not that cool get together hangout.
The problem is GameStop used to be a spot where you go to get your games, and it was like a Funko-Land. It was all about that, but they were losing money. Okay, it's a business, and you have to run a business to make money.
Absolutely.
And when they jumped over to being board members and being on the stock market, it's other people who don't know anything about anything telling you how to spend their money. And so if there's going to be money coming in, you have to do it that right way. But if GameStop isn't the company it is now, you would not have an EB Games, GameStop, Software, etc., FuncoLand. They'd all be out of business right now.
It's true.
All right, his question for me. My first plunge into non-PC gaming was in 2004 when I got an SNES and quite a few games at a local yard sale. Since then, I've found very few games for this retro system. Because I live in a small city, population 25,000, I have very limited selection of stores that sell retro games. He wants to know if I have any suggestions to get more games on these consoles. Driving elsewhere is not an option, and neither is eBay. Well, I'm going to put it lightly, you're boned. If you're not willing to drive anywhere, or you can't buy them online, you've really kind of limited yourself. But your best option for finding the rarest games are yard sales. Because a lot of the times, parents will just kind of clean out their house after their kids move out, and they'll just put everything in a bin. So if you see a yard sale, it doesn't matter if it looks like it's a bunch of old people, because grandparents may have had an SNES for their kids.
Right.
Stop and just dig through. Don't even ask them, like, do you have any video games? Because they're not going to really know. I mean, it might not hurt, but you never know what you're going to find. The other thing is, too, know what you're looking for. Because if you go to a yard sale and they've got this just bin of crappy SNES or NES games, don't waste your money on them unless you know it's a game that you really want. Don't just buy games on the retro systems unless you really know what they are, because there's a lot of junk.
Also, don't be afraid to pull an American Pickers and go door to door to places and see if and just let them know that you're looking for old video games. You're not selling. You're wanting to pay them money. People don't like people that want to take your money.
Like
you're giving people money. You can go do that. You can walk up and say...
I wouldn't do that in a big city where I'm at, but if you know your neighborhood...
in a small town or something, yeah.
Yeah.
You can go around and do that.
Even like Value Village and Salvation Army.
Right.
Or even Kijiji. Pardon?
Yeah, put in a paper, like a wanted ad, like I'm looking for old games.
Yeah. Do you guys have Kijiji?
No.
No. What is that?
Like Craigslist.
Yeah.
Craigslist for Canadians? Yeah.
But we have Craigslist too. We have both.
I don't think... I don't really condone too much purchasing your retro games online because it kind of takes the thrill out of it. Plus, you never know what you're going to get. They may take a picture of it and it's not 100% representative. I've gotten games that I've ordered online and you get it and then they don't tell you that on the back there's a bunch of shit ripped up. So buy your games where you can touch it and feel it before you actually purchase it. All right, last email comes from...
I'm sorry.
What?
My mind just went back in the gutter.
What?
You can touch it and feel it before you can actually purchase it. Sounds like you've been to Reno, sir. You been to Nevada?
Oh, yeah. All right, last email comes from Nathan Hood. Hey, guys and gal. We're politically correct here on Factory Sealed. Woo-hoo. I really enjoy listening to you guys. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Just wondering if you have played any of the old SNES PS1 era Mega Man X games. They were really fun and not actually that difficult. Plus, starting with X4, the first one on PlayStation, you could play as X or Zero the entire game through. Zero is totally the most badass character of the two. Thanks, Nathan. First, I'm going to disagree with you. Nobody is more badass than Mega Man.
I feel like that was coming. I knew that was coming.
Mega Man's my hero. He is my hero. If I could die and be reincarnated as someone, it would be Mega Man.
How old is Mega Man, by the way?
82? Maybe? Like, how old is he in the games?
Yes.
I don't know, 8?
Okay, well, I'm just clarifying.
Yes, I want to be reincarnated as an 8-year-old boy.
That's probably before he fell out of the car, so... Makes sense.
Yes, I have played the Mega Man X games. I have all of them except X2 and X3. X3 is insanely rare to find on Super Nintendo. Like, incredibly rare. If you can find it, get it, and hold on to it. If you can find it complete in box, you're going to be rich.
You mean like the sealed copy I have right here?
No, fuck off.
Oh,
I don't believe you.
You're a smart man.
Otherwise, I'm breaking into your house tonight. Yes, I have played them. I do not like them as much as the originals, though, because I feel like with the whole, sliding and climbing up the wall stuff and the switching between characters, that's when Mega Man started to get convoluted, and then it delved into the Mega Man Legends. And
I feel like we've used convoluted a lot tonight.
Have we?
Yeah.
That's convoluted.
I can go back to my Jersey Shore staying.
No.
Okay.
But I just feel like that's the word of the day.
You sure?
Convoluted.
Have you guys ever played Mega Man X?
No.
I have not.
Get on it. We'll have a Mega Man show sometime.
Mega Man.
All right. You know what? This is a long, long show tonight. 140. Wow. It's because we got a fourth. I like having a fourth.
I told you Jessica's going to need a nap after this.
Can we keep Christian?
I don't know.
Should we?
I don't know. Is he willing to come back?
I am. I think Jess is mad at me, though, for the whole Fallout situation, so...
Good. Make fun of her more about it.
Don't even worry about it.
All right.
It's cool.
That is going to do it for the show. You can follow me on the Twitters, the tweets, not the twats.
And by the way, if you are a tweeter, this would be a good call, because I'm kind of curious personally here. Because I see a lot of emails we're getting from new to the show, and we're getting a lot of new followers. If you want to say how you came across us, that'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be fantastic.
Send a tweet or an email, say where you
I
heard
have a feeling
from
like
us.
most of our followers just kind of migrated with us from Manitank. But if you stumbled upon us somewhere else or a friend told you, let us know. That'd be cool to hear. We are all about you.
I need Jess' endorsement before I can go here. If she doesn't want me here, I'm going to be really sad.
I'm sorry.
Really
I do
sad.
want you here.
Oh, wow. Look at that. All right.
Well, there you go. You're official.
She just wants your statue. She's just trying to get in.
I see what's going on now.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jessica. I'm sorry.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at
That's why I
Honest
want 'em on.
Pizza. You just interrupted my Honest Pizza.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I do it every time I play online games.
Oh.
Oh, shit, bitch.
I steal it from you.
Where can we follow you, Aaron?
At cool. How do you spell?
TPBTPH.
I feel like there's a B initially.
I did say. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Quilted Tunic for Aaron. Honest Pizza for me. Jess, where are you?
At Jess M. Clarkson.
That's still so hard to type.
Jess McClarkson.
God. Christian's on Twitter.
Oh, man. Crisis 519.
Come on, he's got 8 followers. Let's get him up.
I do, right? Well, I reactivated it again
But
today.
you spell it goofy.
I do spell it goofy. It's CRISUS 519.
He doesn't ever use it. Follow him anyway.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for the show. We shall be, hopefully next time I'm live in studio with Aaron.
Ooh. I'm so excited.
It's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, you too, sir.
Yes.
It'll only grow from here. It's a blossoming friendship.
Aww.
You mean we may even have the Ben Schrader next time, too, then? If you're
We
up
may
there?
have a 5-person show.
Man.
And then if our special guest comes on, 6-person.
6
It'll just be shouting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it. Till next time, bye-bye.